So in like my average week, I typically watch like between two to three full football games. Typically a college game, most of the time it's Purdue, and then an NFL game, Patriots if they are on my visual channel. If not, I just kind of pick. I figure, you know what? I might as well take notes on those games and like do videos on them because yeah, low work ethic. I can watch football and make YouTube videos. So yeah, let's talk about Purdue versus Illinois. So, for starters, as you all know, Illinois had like a ton of people out due to COVID. They had 14 players missing at the start. They had their third string quarterback, Matt Robinson, in, but then he got taken out after the first drive for some dude named Karan Taylor. And yeah, so this was Purdue's game to lose, honestly. And they didn't lose it, thankfully. But yeah, so the first Illinois drive was not exactly anything special. It didn't look great to me because it wasn't great, honestly. They kind of didn't accomplish anything, to be completely honest. Uh, they got maybe one first down, but no field goal. They ended up punting it away to Purdue. And this is what gave me hope for the first game. The first Purdue drive was very good. Xander Horvath was running all over them. Aiden O'Connell chucked it to David Bell for like goal line basically, and then Horvath punched it in to make it 7-0 for Purdue. I thought if we could just keep doing that the entire game, we'd be fine. But of course we couldn't keep doing that for the entire game. We had to mess up. So that was a sloppy game by both sides. There was 20 penalties total, maybe. 4 turnovers for both. Actually, closer to I think 6 turnovers for both total for Illinois and Purdue. Purdue had 2 fumbles, even though one of them wasn't a fumble. And then Illinois had 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles, I believe. So it was a sloppy game all around. Um, One of the penalties that really stood out to me was on Purdue's part. It was a roughing the kicker penalty, so Illinois was punting it, and one of the Purdue linemen just straight up jumped into the punter. It was pretty bad, honestly. Definitely penalty deserving. I mean, but it was just one of those moments that you kind of just like, why? You know, like you should know better. You should be coached better than to know not to like jump into the punter at the end, and just like not jump at all. Just hands straight up and run at him and try and get out of the way. But oh well. I mean, it did give them a first down. I do think they scored on that drive. So that was not a cool moment. Let's see what else. What else? Um, so Illinois' fourth string quarterback, Karan Taylor. He was he was what you would expect out of a fourth string quarterback. We'll go with that. He wasn't great at all. He could run, but it seemed to me like he never ran for 10 or 20 yards. He would only get 2 or 3. He never had a really like successful like 20 yards down the field run to me. Karan Taylor, if you are watching this, you should not try and force it as much, in my opinion. Um, there are a couple bad throws. There's one. Okay, so he had 2 interceptions, and one of them was just a bad throw by him. It was the right choice, but it would have been a bad throw. And then the other one was just a bad choice, bad throw all around. And that's where I say you don't need to try and force it. Especially not as a fourth string quarterback. You need to try and let your wide receivers, your tight ends, and your running backs work for you. Especially with Materbehe. That's how you say. I don't know how to say his name, but him and his brother. His brother's a tight end. You can't force it. You kind of have to just let them work for you, not the other way around, in my opinion. Uh, and one like theme, I guess, from this game, for Purdue at least, was when you need a play, you need to go to your playmaker. And for us, that playmaker was David Bell. He had a touchdown to make it a 2-score game, I believe. Might have been a 3-score game. But he had a touchdown from 8 or 10 yards out on third down. Um, He had multiple like just clutch catches over and over again. Didn't have as big of a game as he did last week against Iowa, but he still did very well. Um, the biggest play from him wasn't his touchdown, honestly, in my opinion. It would have been so it was third down, right? And they would have gone. Actually, no, I think it was fourth down. Not entirely sure. But the story of it is that we were on the goal line. Purdue was, and Illinois was. You know, there was like 2 minutes left in the game, or a minute 45, and they could have gotten the ball back if we didn't convert that one down right there. And David Bell made a very good one-handed catch to basically end the game. Um, it was a nice catch, and it ended the game, and it showed once again when you need to play, you go to your playmaker, and that's David Bell for this Purdue offense until Rondale Moore gets back. And even then, when Rondale Moore gets back, it still might be David Bell, but who knows? Um, Aiden O'Connell, he looked very good for Purdue. He's distributing the ball nicely. He's getting it out to everybody. I really like what he's doing. Xander Horvath, he's running it good, especially considering he's the only running back because King Daru hurt his hamstring, and then Tyreek Murphy was his name, I believe. He got arrested. So yeah, that's cool. Not really, but um, let's see. That's about it. Can't think of anything. Purdue will play Wisconsin next week, possibly, if that game happens. Still unknown. But yeah, Illinois played really good considering they had fourth string quarterback in, and that they had a good bit of their team missing. I was impressed with how they played. Purdue, yeah, they could have played better in my opinion, but sometimes you just gotta get what you get, and we gotta win, and that's the important thing. So yeah, first in the Big Ten West, so that's nice. And yeah, that is about it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Yeah.